Hi everybody, Heidi here, your Yorkshire crafter. How are you doing on this? Wait a minute. Lovely. It is actually sunny. What date we? 30th of January, and it is 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So, when I shown you last week on the live, I think it was, that we got a. I'm just going to move the camera. I'm sorry if it makes you feel sick. We've got a giveaway from Tracy Evans. As I said, I hadn't opened it yet. I'm still not opening it because I've got so many different giveaways all laid around. So I don't want to get it mixed up. So, the dates downstairs I've put in for the giveaway as well. But what I said I would do is do you some videos as a build up to it as well. So that's what I'm going to do today. So, we're going to use... Now, Tracy's release is already out. So I'm looking at this camera and it looks really odd. You look like you're on a slant. I hope that's better for you. A release is already out, so it doesn't matter how we use it. This is an older one anyway, and we're going to use the hanging art, and we're going to use the words. I think that's all we're going to use out of that one. We're going to use a snippet stencil of the heart. I love these. I think they're all 4x4. I'll tell you in a minute. In fact, I'll get it out. I love these snippet stencils. I just ordered myself from Tracy actually a 4x4. Did I? 4x4 ring binder journal, which will be perfect for these. Let's have a look. Yeah, 4x4. Thought it was. So, and they all come with the innie and the outie. So this one is SS12. Snippet stencil heart. So we're going to use that. We're going to use both parts actually. And then we're going to use this one, which is Bubbles. And it's TE34. So, without further ado, let's crack on. So I'm using a bit of Pink Frog watercolour card. Which you can, I think you can also buy the Pink Frog from Tracy as well. If you're putting an order in direct with Tracy, I'm sure you can put buy the card as well. And it would be the same price, I would imagine, as what you would pay direct. So it just saves you, doesn't it, going more than one shop. I'm not sure what postage is on any of them, so if you was going to do it and it was going to save on your postage, then that's why you want to do it. I'm just moving that up a little bit because although that's central, there's a lot of gap between the heart and the top. So I am going to take it up a little bit. I don't normally mask down, but I thought I would. Because a lot of you, I know a lot of you do. I thought, I'm going to do it nice, easy way like you would do it. I've got 55 minutes before the doggy walk. It's funny how you work your days around your babies, isn't it? Gotta love them. Alexi dog struggling like mad to get up the stairs now. And she's too heavy for me to pick up. Andy can pick her up, you know, but I mean, and she's lost 5 kilos as well. Poor little girl. So I'm using Memento inks on all of them. So I am going, now then I've got a scrap here. This always confuses me with these ones. So I know Angel Pink's my first. It's these two. See, this one looks lighter, excuse me, than Ladybug to me. But I'm sure, just making sure that is. Does it not have the colours on the bottom? There must be a way that you can link them together. MD300, is that on? Anyway, oh yeah, it's got 300 on barcode. 302. Yeah, it has, it's got a barcode. So, that is Ladybug. And this is Love Letter. See, Love Letter is darker. It's weird. And then we're using Rhubarb Stalk. And then we're using grey flannel. and Memento Tuxedo Black. I might as well give you Angel Pink. So that's what we're using. I know this is too big, but I'm going to put it down because we are using quite a few. So I'm going to crack on. That's very dusty. It lives outside of my next step floor. So I'll open 2 to start with. That's my pink and that's my light one. So I'm using a different brush for each one, mainly because I'm doing a lot of shading. So I'm putting the Angel Pink all over. I always tell you, I get a much better blend if you've got an ink to blend on top of. And you might not think there's a lot there, but there's plenty there. But I'm going to keep coming in with it for now. Now the idea is to keep the middle of the 2 art bits quite light. So I'm going to leave that because I'm going to be coming back in anyway. And I've moved on to, what did we say it was? Ladybug. And just from the edges, I'm going to start bringing it in. And like I say, I want to leave all the way around. I want to leave like a V in the middle. They do blend lovely, these, don't they? Still collecting all my mementos. I am collecting them from Inkylicious. And in fact, it's nearly the end of the month, so I said I'd buy 4 a month, so like 1 a week. And I'll just build it up slowly, because I have uggins and uggins of inks. So I'm bringing this one in a little bit further, because the next one's going to sit further back and further back and further back. And then that light will stay in the middle. So 1 more time round. So I'm just concentrating on edge now, really. And just with nothing on it, I'm just going to blend that back out. There you go. Then I'm bringing in Love Letter. Excuse me. I always open a can of pop before I start, don't I? This one, actually, I have done the last 2 colours with it. So I'm just going to take off any dark. What colour did we say? Love Letter. Yeah, Love Letter. And we're doing exactly the same, but like I say, each time we're just moving a little bit further back. I may come in a bit further, but then I'll blend the other colour back in again. So what we're doing, the idea is to make this heart pop. I was saying the other day when I filmed a video, it seems so long since I've done blending. And then I've done a few, one after the other. And you know what? I've really enjoyed it. I've really missed it. So this is nice to do this. It gives you a right feeling of satisfaction, like you've really mastered something, I think. So last little bit round here again. So we're keeping that light in the middle. I'm just going to back up to the edge with the last one we just used. And then very lightly, not adding to it. I mean, you can add to it, I'll add to it. Because it's the lightest of pinks. and just push it back in. How lovely is that? Oh, I'm glad I added a bit more, because it's, yeah, that's lovely. I'm just going to do a little bit, I want it a little bit darker before we put the final dark in. Oh, that's better. I wasn't pressing on, I was just letting the brush do its own thing. These are pink frog brushes again. Still trying them out. 1999 each, 10 for 15, which I think is very good. Right, and then the last one, I'm going to put this middle one away because I won't be using that one again. Move that down, and I'm using rhubarb stalk, and I'm using the same brush. Now hopefully this will give it a really good dark edging. I mean, even if I came in with a bit of grey would be nice. We could do that actually. Let's just see how this looks. I think grey would look really nice. But I am going to be doing grey around the edge, so we'll just wait a minute and see. Just wondering whether to use a smaller brush. Yeah, I'm going to use a smaller brush actually, so I can get a bit more. This is a Pink Fresh Studios brush. That's better. Just gives it more of a more intense look. And once I've got it on, I can go around with that other brush just to blend it. Oh, that's better. It is lovely and peaceful today. I've had both doggies up, they've gone back down. I think they get fed up with me talking to myself. Gotta love them. Be lost without my babies. Anyway, it's February. How crazy is that? Oh, hey, do you know what? I've done a heart and it never crossed my mind that it's Valentine's Day in February. So actually, I'm putting different words on, but you could use this as a Valentine's then. Or an anniversary out. I just literally did this to make the heart pop, just to show you something different. Because we do it on baubles and stuff. I just thought this would be a bit different. See, my mind even works without even sharing what it's doing. So I'm just blending that out so that, because where you can see you've got a bit of a harsh line. I'm just going to take that out. I mean, there's a bit of it stayed in, but you won't notice it by the time we're finished. That's lovely and light in the middle. I'm just going to lighten that bit up a bit. That's what it's about with blending, back and forth, back and forth. And you will get a beautiful blend. Look how lovely that is now. And the last one, put a bit more of the pink through. There we go, that's our blending. Just move my brushes out of the way. I best put some lids on, hadn't I? Or we will end up with wrong ones. Come in handy, these little brushes. Pink Fresh Studio. I think I've ordered them. I think Tracy does her own little brushes. So that'll be nice to try them out. I will keep moving the colour because I don't want it to In fact, I've just turned that one over, Kat. Here we go. Now, I'm just going to put this aside because we're not going to use this stencil again. How cool is that? I mean, just like that, it looks alright, doesn't it? But we haven't finished yet. So, now we're going to use the bubbles, TE34. And we're going to use these with VersaFine. Second generation. I'm not putting it on a platform. I'm just going to do it with my hand. And we're going to use second generation. If you want to, put some double-sided on this and stick it down. But I'm just going to risk it and leave it like that. As long as it don't move, it'll be okay. So I'm just dipping in the ink. I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm just dipping in the ink. In fact, if I move that, we can come here, can't we? Now, I don't want anything spectacular. That's why I'm going second generation. And I'm literally just going to place it on top of that. I am careful putting it down because even though we're not doing anything spectacular with it, I don't want to smudge it. And it is sitting on top of the stencil, and that will make it move. So just a little bit of pushing down. I know it's not going to come up to the stencil, not worried about that. We've got different plans for that. So I'm just going to be very careful not to touch this because it will be wet. Gosh, that's darker than what I expected. Wow. I hope that doesn't stop it standing out as much. So I'm putting it back on. Come on. This is what I mean. If you want to fasten it down, just put a bit of tape on back. You know, like this. I know most of you know, but if you just put a piece of tape like that and stick it down, it shouldn't move. But I'm being risky. So I'm just going to turn it around because this time I'm going to come down this side using the same bit. Remember to stamp it off. And I'm just going to let's go like that. Thought there was air on it. I keep getting a message saying you're overdue your eye test, and I'm like, I know, I can't see. I will go. Like I say, I know it's not touching, not bothered. We're not gonna we're gonna be doing his own thing there anyway. Do a bit more. Stamp it off. And what do I want? I'll go there. Oops, that moved. Like I say, that's okay. You see, it did smudge it though. But that's all right. And I'll just do one little bit up here. I'm putting fingerprints on. Good job, we're going to be blending it. Right. Let's do one bit up here. I've only used one index stamp just purely so I can hold that. There was no reason for using just that bit. Cool. Perfect. Right, that will do for what we want. So I'll put that back on there and I will clean it. I'm just putting our stamp cleaner on and then give it a bit of a wipe. Could do with a proper wipe. It's not as easy to clean when it's not on a platform. That'll do. And it says, being creative is a way of life. And do you know what? That'd sit lovely in the middle of that art if that's what you want to put in it. Yeah, I've just ordered my pouches because I've run out. Now then, I want this off rather than touch it. That's how you do it. Otherwise, I would have just made a mess. That's all I've got left. I need to make another one. So I won't put that away yet because I want the main stencil as well. Right. So with the bits, oh, I did have a, where's my other one? This is it, I think. We're going to be putting some greys on, but just with Victorian Velvet, oxide, I'm just going to come up to the heart a bit. Not bothered about touching it because we don't want this colour to mix. You could go with your pinks, but I love this colour and it goes lovely with grey. You probably think I'm going to ruin it, but I'm not. I will be doing some more, putting some more of this on after, if the grey takes over. This mainly is just to take away the colour of the card. And normally, that's why I choose this watercolour card, because it's nearly white. So that'll do for now, and then we'll come back to that. So what we're going to do now, oh, I do need the telling fibs, see? We're taking this, I'm just holding it, so I'm just making sure it's dry. You do how you want to do it, but I'm literally just going to hold it. And like I said, I'm using grey flannel. I'll put this back and then it's not going everywhere. And tuxedo black. So I'm going to hold it in place. And just off the art, I'm going to build up, taking the black, the grey. Like I say, again, if you don't trust yourself, tape it down or spray it down. Or I've even got the stencil glue, which keeps them tacky after, you know, it's great. You can just stick them onto your cover, like on here. You can stick it on here after when you're finished. And then when you go back to use it again next time, it's already got the glue on it for you to stick it down. It's really good, actually. So on this, with the grey, I'm just going, I should have got my, wait a minute, I will get it. This makes things a lot easier. Right, where was I? These are back in stock and all, by the way. I know loads of you got it, Amazon. I'll put link in if I think on. Oops. That's because I ain't got my paper underneath, see. So you're just putting the grey down. Blend it out into that Victorian velvet. Like I say, the velvet's going to come in a bit more. The grey's going to go out a bit more. In fact, we can bring some of that in now. Might as well do it before we turn it round. So I say it mixes so nice with the grey. It could even, where's my lighter pink? You put a bit of pink in it. There you go, that just lightens it up a bit further. But that's having that Victorian velvet underneath, making it easy to blend. Now done, we'll go on to black in a minute. It's a nice, quick and easy card actually. Depends how much time you want to spend on your blending. But I did promise that I would do one as quick as I could. I'm all set up for the live on Sunday with the new release, which you will know by now was all on Create. If you haven't had a look, check it out, it's fantastic. Yeah, that'll do for now. So I'm going to come in with the black, but I'm also going to use one of my stone blenders. Where's it gone here? What I use on my stones, I'm going to use that in a minute, but I'm going to use the black brush first. Now, you've got to think about where your shadow is. So I want my shadow to come down this side, which is also going to give me a shadow at this side. So I'm just doing it very slowly, very lightly, and I can build, build, build. I will also do it round here, but you won't get very much of it. You're just going to get a hint, if that makes sense. And then build this up. That'll do for me. I say we've all done it with baubles and stuff, so it'd be nice to see something else pop off a page, wouldn't it? Nice, that's gone on lovely. Lovely. Now I'm just bringing it out into that grey a bit more. Like I say, here, you want a bit at this side, but as it comes up here, you literally just want like a thin line of it. Whereas here, you're going to come out a little bit. And then as we go up here, you're just dropping your brush off the end. So actually, it would be a good time to just use my one that I use on my stones. Make it dark there. And if you're not sure, just keep taking your stencil off. Keep having a look. So I'm rubbing up against the stencil here as it happens, because you only need that line there, and then here we're coming off again. So anything brush you've got will do this. I'm having a look right over. I should do it. So I'm darkening it here. You'll be surprised how dark it goes. Right, I think we're ready to take it off. Just put a bit on here. Doing it like this doesn't half remind me of painting my stones. Right. I'm just going to wipe my hands. So I think it could do with some more actually, so I'm going to put that back on. Definitely could do with a bit more. Round here, definitely. And up here actually. Shouldn't have washed my hands, dried my hair. Clean my hands, should I? So like I said, just keep taking it off and you'll know when you're ready. I just feel like it needs to come out a bit more. I'm happy with how dark it is up to it, so I'm going to use my bigger brush again. This one, to bring it out again. That's it. So I brought it quite a way out if you look. I hope my phone's flashing at me again. Every time I come to do a filming, somebody wants me. Oh, that's better. I can see it already. Just make sure of that. Sorry, you've got to hold your breath sometimes. Right, I think we could get away with that now. Let's have a look at that. That's better. Now it's already popping to me. Do my hands again. I'll wipe this because we are going to put it back on. I don't want to put it on when it's black. Right, perfect. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the light grey again, just to put some around the edges here. I'm going to come back in with the Victorian Velvet. In fact, let's do that now. I mean, you could splat this as well, it'd look quite nice, but I'm not splatting. I mean, you make it your own, don't you? Well, we are splatting actually, but we're not splatting with water, is what I meant. Right, now I'm going to get the black again. I think there's enough grey around the sides. So we're just blackening up the edges, I suppose. Quite a nice card. See, I was going to, that's my fault. I was going to, what was I going to do? Oh, put some highlights on the art. But I think because you've created this, like, it feels like it's got a bit of a shape, do you know what I mean? Because you've created that, I don't think it needs the highlights. Look at that, that's just habit instead of turning the table. Alright, let's have a look. Go a bit on bottom. Right. I'm going to take one with a bit of pink on to brighten it just up a little bit. I really like that. So I'm going to take it off there now. I'll leave that to the side to clean it. Oh look, did I take one of the stoppers off? Never mind. Go back on. Right. That one's cleaning. So we're going to use a bit of the black Indian ink. I knew all that were going to fall off. And I'm also going to use a bit of the bleed-proof white when we've put us words on. I forgot about that. So this is branched heart. Actually, if you turn it over, it's the same, isn't it, nearly? Oh, cool. So we're going to use peace, breathe, heart and calm. But I'm going to use this heart that's hanging down because I thought it looked a bit lost. So this was just a way to add a little bit more to it. But it looks fantastic how it stands off the page, doesn't it? I love that. It is one of my favourite things to do. I won't put the lid on because we're going to use it again. So I'm going to have one coming down. I'm just doing it in Nocturne black. I'll stamp it again. And I'm going to have one coming up so it looks like a tree. I mean, you could do them in all corners if you wanted. Right. I love it when we can use little stamps. So first of all, I'm putting on breathe. And I'm going to put it across there. The best thing about when they're like this, you know, like it looks like a double B and it looks like you've misstamped it. Best thing about that is when you're putting them on, it doesn't matter if they're not straight because it's got that kind of look to it. So you don't have to say that piece. You don't have to say that you can't do it because it don't matter. So I'm putting piece down here. No particular place, just to fill corners really. Then I'm going to use Calm on here. And then I'm going to use Heart. And I'm going to put that one here. Like I said, it would look nice with something through the middle, but I don't know if it'd stop it from looking like 3D. So I'm not going to put one in. And then also it can mean that it's for any occasion, can't it? So, which is even better. Just put that one away as well. Good girl. That's Lexi barking. And he's going to be shouting his head off in a minute. Your dog's barking. Right, I'm putting that back on. And we're going to use, let's say we're going to use the black Indian ink. Get me. I've bought loads of these and I can't even remember where I've put them, but I definitely need a new one. I've got them. I buy them 5 at a time. But I'm just taking all, because my water's dirty now because I've been using it. Taking all that out. That's for my next one. Put my brush in. Give it a spin. I'm taking all the drippy loose ones off. And I'm literally gonna just splatter all over it. Because that's the kind of card it is. I'm going to clean it off. And then we're going to use you can use the white one if you want, the white version. But because our ink's still wet, it will seep in. Whereas it doesn't matter if the black seeps in because it's still going to leave a mark as the black. The white will tend to disappear. This is I've just ordered a new one of these. I didn't realise how much I'd go through it. This is the Dr. P.H. Martin's. This is about £12–13. It's good. So I've just put a little bit of water to that one because it's extremely thick. And I'm just going to chuck some white over it. There you go. And I will just take that off there. If you have white acrylic paint, that should do the same and not go through if your ink's wet. I've just thrown that away. Right, I'm just going to, there you go. How fantastic is that? But because that's wet, I have got one to that stage. That's dry now. So that we can actually finish making the card. Otherwise I'd have to leave it. Hey up. Dad's definitely up. Must be 1 o'clock. Oh, 7 minutes. He's early. So, get the card base. And my card's going to be 5.5 by 5.5. And I chose to go with red. Yeah, 5.5 by 5.5. A lot of you keep asking me about this, and I got mine in a set, which I told you, a Crafter's Companion set. I found it separate. I think that's £12.99 possibly on eBay. I found it £12.99 second-handed and £12.99 brand new as well. So if you want it, I can chuck you a link for that. I don't get commission, but I'm not. It's not what it's all about, is it? It's about finding your bargains as well. And if you don't like me, this is my own fault and all. I don't cut. If I cut slow, I don't get this extra piece. But if I use my nail buffer, which I've just dropped on the floor, that's why I'm doing it with scissors, it takes it straight off anyway. Don't like that being dirty. So I will put a white panel on inside. This is the one, it's just exactly the same. I've done it the same so that you can just see it get finished off. But this is all dry now. So actually, I'm going to use my tape, because we call it ringing the bell when Andy's in the bedroom below where I am now. And if he puts the bedroom light on, we've got, you know, one of them pull switches above the bed. So if you pull that, it's like, come on, it's time to get up. So he calls it ringing the bell. He'll say, I've rung the bell. And Rosa, as soon as that bell gets rung, if you like, she goes crazy. That's it. Daddy's getting up. Daddy's getting up. Gotta love them, haven't you? Now, I tried all sorts with this. I did try putting white behind it first. I tried with the red behind it first. And none of them seemed to be hitting the spot. So I tried the black and I thought, yeah. I was actually going to scuff the ends of the card up to give it a scruffy look. But then I looked at it and I just thought, you know what? The card's stunning. This is beautiful. And it really does look like it's 3D. And especially having that through it. That's what I don't think it needs the highlights at all. That makes it look like it's got a lump in it. That'd be lovely if you, what do you call it now? Glossy accents all over it. Take a while to dry like, but it'd look good. So I've ended up with a card 5.5 by 5.5. So my middle piece is, I went like that then, so I didn't touch that because I'm thinking it will. Yeah, 5 by 5, 5.25 by 5.25 for the black, and then 5.5 for the card itself. There you go, there you have it. I hope you like it. I'm really, really pleased with it. It really is effective, isn't it? And yet it is completely flat. Right, guys. Hey, we could call this a 5-minute video. It's only 48 minutes. Right, I'm going to go. Lots to do. And this isn't the brand I was supposed to be working on today, so take the doggies out and then I'll come up and start on the brand I'm supposed to be working on. But that was fun. I enjoyed that. Simple. Right, guys, I'm off. I love you all. And I'll catch you real soon. Bye-bye.